Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why do some families seem to grow stronger over time, while others just slowly drift apart? What's their secret? I'll tell you what it's not. It's not about luck. It's not about how much money they have or living in a fancy neighborhood. The real difference, the secret ingredient, is something most of us were never taught: family education. This isn't the kind of learning you get in a classroom. You won't find it in any textbook. This is the education that shapes every single moment of our lives. It's in the way we talk to our kids, the way we show love to our partners, and even in how we heal from our own past. Think about it. We were taught how to read, write, and work hard. But who taught us how to love wisely? Who taught us how to communicate gently, especially when we're upset? Who showed us how to build a home that feels like a sanctuary, not a war zone? Who taught us how to truly listen when someone we love is hurting? Or how to disagree without tearing each other down? Who guided us on raising children to be confident, to feel safe and deeply valued for who they are? The hard truth is, for most of us, nobody did. We just ended up imitating what we saw growing up. We repeat the words and actions that were repeated to us, and we call it normal. But let's be real, just because something is common doesn't mean it's healthy. This is where family education changes the game. It is like turning on a light in a room you've been stumbling around in for years. It teaches us that love alone is not enough. Love without awareness can turn into control. It can become manipulation, or just cold, resentful silence. But when you mix love with awareness, it transforms. It becomes patience, real compassion, and unbreakable trust. Family education shows us that parenting isn't about having power over your kids. It's about leadership through love. It's about guiding them, not commanding them. It's about being the example, not just the authority figure who lays down the law. Imagine a home where parents don't have to shout to be heard. A home where kids feel safe enough to share their real thoughts, even the messy ones. A home where disagreements are met with curiosity instead of judgment. That home doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be aware, because awareness changes everything. It changes how you see your partner, not just as someone who didn't do the dishes, but as a person with their own stresses and struggles. It changes how you respond to your children, and maybe most importantly, it changes the way you talk to yourself. Family education gives you the tools to pause before you react, to seek to understand before you rush to judge, to offer comfort instead of assigning blame. It teaches you a profound truth. The way you speak to your child today becomes their inner voice tomorrow. Let that sink in. That one idea is powerful enough to completely transform how we raise the next generation. So many of us carry wounds from our childhood, words that cut deep, silences that felt like abandonment, expectations that made us feel like we were never good enough. We swore we would never be like that. And yet, when life gets stressful, what happens? We find those same old patterns bubbling up. Not because we're bad people, but because we were never taught another way. Family education is that other way. It's the bridge that connects our past pain to future healing. It's the path from ignorance to awareness, from just surviving together to truly thriving together. It tells us it's okay not to have all the answers. It's okay to ask for help. And it is absolutely okay to keep learning, even as adults, how to build the family we've always dreamed of. So where do you start? You start with yourself. You can't teach what you haven't practiced. If you want better communication in your family, start by becoming a better listener. If you want more peace in your home, start by speaking calmly, even when you feel that anger rising. If you want your kids to be kind, you have to show them what kindness looks like, day in and day out. This isn't a quick fix. Family education is a lifelong commitment, a journey of growth, awareness, and a love that deepens and matures over time. And it's not just about raising kids, it's about raising generations. Because every parent who chooses to heal raises children who are more whole, and those children grow up to become better partners, better parents, and better human beings. When just one person in a family commits to awareness, the entire energy of the home shifts. And when one home changes, it has a ripple effect. The neighborhood changes, communities change, society changes. That's how huge the impact of family education really is. We always talk about needing better leaders, better systems, better laws. But what the world truly needs is better families. Families where respect is a daily practice, where love isn't conditional, where people can talk, listen, and forgive. Because peace begins at home. If we can't find peace there, we'll spend our whole lives looking for it everywhere else. So, learn to create that peace. Learn to understand before you react. Learn to see your family not as adversaries, but as mirrors, reflecting back the lessons you still need to learn about yourself. When your child acts out, Look past the behavior and see the unmet need behind it. When your partner pulls away, don't just get angry, get curious. Ask what's going on. And when you make a mistake, don't hide it in shame. Own it. Show your family that growth starts with honesty. This is what it means to be a mature, conscious family where love is intentional, communication is kind, and home is a place for healing, not for hiding. Yes, it takes effort. And yes, it takes incredible patience. But think about it. We invest years of our lives learning a profession. Why wouldn't we invest time in learning how to build a healthy, happy family, the single most important part of our lives? A peaceful home isn't built by chance, it's built by choice. It's built by people willing to unlearn old habits and relearn new ones. People who choose love over ego and understanding over being right. You can't change the past, but you hold the power to rewrite the future. You can be the one who breaks the cycle. You can decide that the story of your family will no longer be defined by pain, but by awareness, growth, and love. So just begin. Even if you feel like you don't know what you're doing, begin. Start reading a book. Start reflecting on your own reactions. Start asking better questions. Start by being the example you wish you had growing up. Family education isn't a subject, it's a mindset. It's a daily decision to show up with intention, to build connection on purpose, and to grow emotionally alongside the people you love most. And if you keep doing that, day after day, you will watch your family transform. You'll notice less yelling and more listening, less blame and more empathy, less fear and more trust. One day, your children will be grown, and they won't just remember what you said. They'll remember how you made them feel. They'll remember your tone, your patience, your presence. And that feeling, that memory, will be the blueprint for how they love, how they parent, and how they build their own families. That is your true legacy. Not your money, not your job title, your awareness, your example. This is the most powerful inheritance you can ever give, because awareness never dies. It gets passed down from one generation to the next, expanding and healing people you may never even meet. So teach your children what love really means. Teach them that respect isn't the same as fear, that communication isn't a sign of weakness, that being vulnerable is the bravest thing they can do. Teach them that family isn't a place to hide from the world, but the training ground that makes you strong enough to face it. Teach them that peace isn't something you find, it's something you create. So let this be your reminder today. No one is born knowing how to do this. We all learn. We all make mistakes. We all grow. The only question is, will you choose to grow consciously, or just let it happen by accident? Choose awareness. Choose love. Choose to learn. Because the moment you decide to educate yourself, you begin to heal your family. And when you heal your family, you help heal the world, one home at a time. Thanks so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more content on building stronger, happier families. I'll see you in the next one.